Mix 94.7 KMCH. It is 6:50 with 64 degrees here in Manchester. I'm Ashley Bramey along with you this evening, and it is time for high school volleyball action with all of the play-by-play. Here is KMCH Sports Director John Swisher.
And thank you very much, Ashley Bramey, John Swisher, and Joan Salo with you from Edco High School here in Edgewood as the first round of the postseason for high school volleyball begins here tonight. It's Edco and Central Elkader. The Vikings come in with a record of 16-15 overall. They're 7-2 in the Tri-Rivers Conference. They earned a second seed out of the West, a three-way tie with Maquoketa Valley and East Buchanan as they finish up behind Springville. For the Warriors of Central Elkader, they're 5-4, fifth place in the Upper Iowa Conference, 17-12 overall. This is their most wins in school history in 15 years, 2002, as the Vikings, a 28-12 team a year ago. They graduated 6 seniors, 5 of them starters and 1 regular sub. So a lot to come back and replace. Coach Bergen says their team wasn't new. They had some varsity experience, but it's much different when you lose 5 starters. You got to replace. So the 16-15 record here, Joan Salo, and should be an intriguing matchup. These two teams did not play this year. They played 3 times last year with Edco winning all 3 of them.
Right. You know, and I'm looking at the paper and the stat-wise, I'm seeing almost exactly the same stats for many of the parts to this. But there's a couple of them that it's going to be up to a setter. It's going to be up to their passing, their digs, stuff like that. And how aggressive the serving is by both teams. That makes a big difference when you can't get to keep that other team out of system.
That's right. As Edco, coached by Eileen Bergen, their 28th coaching year here at Edco, her 27th as the head coach. She has 14 on her roster, 1 senior, 7 juniors, and 6 sophomores. For Central Elkader, Derek Bergen, no relation. How about this? We'll have 3 Bergens tonight on the floor. Delaney Bergen is a junior for Edco. No relation with her coach, or the other team's coach, but their all last name is Bergen, spelled the same.
That's something else.
Only in Northeast Iowa, right?
In Northeast Iowa.
As the Bergens, Coach Bergen said there may be some distant relation, but nothing close. And so Coach Derek Bergen, his 5th season, a 58-76 record. He's a Central High graduate of 2007, a Lawrence graduate of 2011. This was his first head varsity coaching job in 2013 when he took over the volleyball program at Central Elkader, who had 16 wins a year ago, 16-15, 17 this year, as I mentioned, the most wins since 2002 for the Central Elkader volleyball program. As we take a look at the starters here, for Central Elkader, Natalie Schroeder is an outside hitter, a sophomore. Ariel Dindler is a middle blocker. She's a senior. Gabrielle Lent, an outside hitter, a senior. Lizzie Gifford, number 9, a sophomore. Anna Erickson is an outside hitter, a sophomore as well. Christy Eberhardt, a middle blocker. She's a senior. And Mary Kate Willie, a libero. She is a junior. For Edco, an outside hitter, Allison Tibbet, a junior. Erica Voss, the junior libero. Hope Mather is the only senior on the team. She's a middle hitter. Delaney Bergen, the setter, she's a junior. Kelsey Asplin, she's an outside hitter and a junior. Nicole Snyder is a junior. She's a right side hitter. And Haley Fitzpatrick is a middle hitter and a junior. Those are the starting lineups as we get closer to game time here. The Edco Vikings and the Warriors of Central Elkader. Other matches we'll be keeping an eye on here tonight. As in Class 2A Region 7, Northland travels to Winthrop. They're taking on East Buchanan. The winner will head to Delhi to face Maquoketa Valley, who earned a bye. That'll be next Monday night at 7 o'clock. We'll have action from that one Monday evening from Delhi. Alberta is on the road in Clarence, taking on North Cedar, number 13 team in Class 2A. Lisbon awaits that winner. And Cascade at home tonight to Clayton Ridge. Elsewhere in 1A, Central City entertains Don Bosco. Midland welcomes in Cedar Valley Christian. The 4th-ranked Starmont Stars, I saw at least, the whole coaching staff is here tonight. The Getkin
team is too.
The Getkin family, as the Getkins, a lot of their team is here too. You're right behind the Edco bench. As the Starmont Stars, 4th ranked in Class 1A, they have a first-round bye. They'll host the winner of this match next Monday night at Starmont. we get closer to the first serve of this one. It's Edco and Central Elkader. I'll come back and have the head coach of the Edco Vikings, Eileen Bergen, next. This is Edco postseason volleyball from KMCH Sports. And welcome back in Edco Volleyball tonight as the Vikings open up the postseason, taking on the Warriors of Central Elkader. John Swisher back with you, joined by Eileen Bergen, the head coach of the Vikings. And the Vikings this year, a 16-14 team coming into the postseason, taking on Central Elkader tonight. What do you like that your team's been doing well of late?
At the conference tournament, both Thursday and Saturday at the conference tournament, the girls just played their game. They played to what we've been working on with our offense. And I was really happy with what they did on Thursday in pool play. Even though we locked out to East Buchanan, they just played a great game against us. We played a good game. They played a great game. And so went into Saturday's tournament, I was super impressed with how the girls came out against Lisbon. We got ahead, and then they had us on the ropes, and they kept their composure. And at this point in time in the season, composure is what you need in those tough situations. So I'm really pleased with what they've been doing.
Absolutely. And coming into this season, graduating 6 seniors, 5 of them starters, and 1 main sub there for this team. What were you expecting coming into this campaign?
I had some girls that had some varsity experience, but maybe not right out there in the starting lineup. So we weren't totally green coming into the season. So we knew that I have some girls with some really nice volleyball IQ, play some club ball all year round. So I was not that worried about not having the experience. But filling those positions and just figuring out where everyone fell into and what gelled best for us as a team. It took us a while to do that.
And with only 1 senior coming back, you're relying on some other juniors to provide that leadership.
Correct. Yeah, those juniors. We have 7 juniors, and they have been providing that leadership. Hope Mather, our senior, she was out last year with an injury, so really this is coming from her sophomore year, and she's really done a nice job for us leading and just performance-wise. As well. So the juniors, yes, have been critical in what the direction that we've taken this year.
And the Warriors, a team that you did not face at all this year, but played them 3 times last year, and in this same setting here, first round last year, took them down here. What do you see in this year's Coach Bergen's company?
They are, they have a lot of returners. They are a scrappy team. They just really fight for every point. They've got girls with a lot of passion. To play the game. They've got some big hitters that we're going to have to make sure we keep, them out of system, and so that they just can't do what they please at the net. But we just have to move that ball around because they will put a hand on almost everything that goes towards the floor.
And it's always good to be at home in the postseason, and expect a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, I expect both Elkader and Edco. They both have great followings for volleyball, so I expect us to both have good crowds and be a great atmosphere to play some volleyball.
All right, good to see you again. Good luck. We'll talk to you later on.
Thank you very much.
Coach Eileen Bergen here on the pregame show. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. Donna Jones back with you from Edgewood as the Vikings and the Warriors getting ready to square it off. We talked about last year in the postseason on October 24th. Echo took down Central Elkader 3-0. Before that, it was a 2-0 win at the conference tournament. These two teams spent the same conference together the last 4 seasons in the Upper Iowa Conference as Edco, their first year back in the Tri-Rivers Conference, 2-0 at the conference tournament. It was a 3-0 win in the regular conference meeting at Central Elkader for the Edco Vikings. So they have won the last 7 meetings. It's 7-1 series, and we're underway at 7:02 as the serve goes out of bounds off the hands of Edco Viking right in front of us as the Warriors will come back now with the serve. And this one served over by Gabrielle Lynch. Front set, little tap over, popped up in the air from the middle, or front set right to left. Little toss throw to the right and out of bounds as she pushed it too hard and out of bounds. And it will be Edco getting the point, tying it up at 1, and Allison Tibbett, the junior, serving it too hard and out of bounds. And it's 2-1. So some errors starting out here for both teams, giving the other team points.
Well, you don't want to see this all night. You want to see some good volleyball. So I think that just the tournaments makes them get a little excited.
This one hit to the back row, popped up first by Tibbett. Here's a hard smack, but it's hit off the hands of Hannah Erickson and out of bounds. So we're tied up at 2, and serving back middle will be the libero, Erica Voss, the junior. Wearing the gray top with the white letters, the black numbers with the gold trim. From the right side, near out of bounds, hitting it over. Now hit and out of bounds. Ball rolls up to our left on the stage. As this is point for Central Elkader, 3-2 now. The 1-point advantage.
You notice I didn't hop up and go jump after that ball.
I know.
Getting a little old here.
I wouldn't expect you to. You're busy.
I'm busy.
Here is a toss over. It's popped up in the air. And now a throw back over, hit backwards and out of bounds. Edco gets the point. We're knotted up at 3.
Really nice swing by Snyder. That was a really good running short set play for a middle. And back to serve it is Chesney Priam, I should say. And this one goes out of bounds. Another service error there for Edco. It's 4-3 Central Elkader. Serving back right side. This will be Kiera Beck, a sophomore. Popped up in the air by Edco. Front set, little shove to the corner, but fielded by the Warriors. Now a push back over the middle of the floor. There's the libero Voss. Now a slam down. Got it to go. And there's Kelsey Asplan. Asplan, the junior, got the kill that time. And the Vikings have tied it up, knotted up at 4. This one bounces on the tape. It's played off the tape by Lynn for Central Elkader. She gets it back on the kill attempt. Now a fight for it, push over there by Tibbett. Little tapper at the net. Central Elkader getting back over in the form of Eberhardt. Here's a hit down the line. It pinballs around. Now they'll get it over in 3. And now just a little shiver on top of the net, but hitting it too hard out of bounds was Delaney Bergen, the junior, and it's 5-4 Central Elkader. You know, and it was a really smart play for her because she had everybody in front of her for the defense, but it's just a little too far out.
Back right side will be the libero in the white long sleeve jersey here for Central Elkader. That's Mary Kate Willie, the junior. There's a little tap over. Up front set, right to left, and out of bounds. Kind of misjudging it. It was a long set going out of bounds. Lynn trying to play that one, but went over her head, and it's a 5-5 tie. Not a whole lot you can do with that one.
Not really.
Tough one.
You know, and I think it was a miscommunication on what the play was going to be called there.
This is a serve over by Rose Hekelin, the sophomore. Bump. set, little smack over, pinball around. Sideways bump goes backwards, but then tossed over by Gifford. And here's a hit, and going to be called a 2-hit violation on Central Elkader, and Hector gets the lead, 6-5.
Usually the referee lets a hit like that go. When it's off a hit and it hits the girl twice, they usually let that go. I'm surprised on that call.
This one set over to the middle of the floor, front set right to left. Here's a hard slammer out of bounds. At the point for Echo, they lead now 7-5. Coach Derek Bergen, assisted by Allison Burkle for Central Elkader. Eileen Bergen, her 27th year as the head coach. She's assisted by Mary Everett and Michelle Brady. This one sideways bumps over there for the cover was Asplin. Now Central Elkader trying to send it back over the tape. And a miss hit there. Couldn't get to it in time. Got an awkward spot, Priam. And in the back row coming up for it was Asplin, but just hit it in the right spot. Did the Central Elkader girl and gets herself a point, 7-6. This one short on into the net. Off the serve of Lent. And this will be Delaney Bergen serving. 2-point lead at Echo, 8-6. Serves over to the back row. Front set, right to left. Here's a slammer, a block up front. Now it's passed up front. Front set. The hit over by Haley Fitzpatrick. There's a kill attempt and down for Natalie Schroeder. Her second of the night. Take a look at the kills on this team as Natalie Schroeder comes in fourth on the team in kills with 47, 3 above the 100 mark. Eberhardt with 101, Lynch with 129, Lucy Gifford leads the way with 174. Kelsey Asplin leads the way for Elkader with 295. Haley Fitzpatrick has 153. Front set, hit over, skims the tape, popped up in the air by Central Elkader. Now here's a spike down and got it to go there. Is Lizzie Gifford. Gifford, the sophomore, able to hit that ball in, and we're tied at 8.
Excellent swing by her. I can see why that she's the leading hitter.
So on a back set, flat-footed.
And block.
Yes. Hit over by Tibbet, and a nice block there by, that's Gifford again, the sophomore. It's 9-8, 1-point advantage here for Central Elkader.
First lead change of the game, too. Now Elkader goes in front by 1.
We've had several ties already.
Yeah, we have 4.
This one's bumped up front set. Slam off the tape and down. That time, Haley Fitzpatrick with the kill. And we're knotted up again, our 5th tie in the set 1 here, 9-9. As this one sent over by Tibbet, hard smack down, a great dig, diving dig left to right. Tibbet is bumped over by the Libero, this time Voss. Front set in the middle, this one's hit out of bounds. Off the hands of Libero Voss, and it's 10-9. The 1-point advantage here for Central Elkader.
You know, and then you're looking at that number 3, Natalie Schroeder. Is it Schroeder or Schrader?
Schroeder, I believe.
She is not an overly large young lady. She's got ups, though. That girl could jump.
Front set. Here is a hit and out of bounds. Off of Echo, it's 11-9 now, Central Elkader. Left corner. Serving it here. Funny hit, and now they'll try to get over in 3. Sideways bump over there by Tibbet, and that one falls in, and Vikings will get the point. It's 11-10.
Yeah, I think the girl thought it was gonna fall shorter than it was, and she got a touch on it.
This one is a diving dig by Central Elkader from the right side, hitting it there for the cross back up front was Tibbet. Now getting over his boss. Here's a slam over, but popping it up is Tibbet. Front set, that's an awkward hit there. Backing up on it a little bit was Bergen, and just hit it awkwardly for the 2-hit violation, and Central Elkader has a 2-point lead, 12-10.
You know, and that's one thing the refs are going to look for is the spin on that ball.
This one sent over to Tibbet. She pops up there. Here's a hard slammer, but nice shot to the back row. It's Mary Keith Willie. Will tap over and awkwardly hits off the shoulder of Hope Mather, the senior. And it's 13-10, largest lead of the night we've had now. Central Elkader by 3. Back middle, sending this one over. It's up front. Here's a hit over, popped around, front set, left corner, slammed over and out of bounds. Trying to get the kill that time, sneaking in the corner was Gabrielle Lynn, but could not get it in there, and the Vikings back within 2, 13-11.
Yeah, the thing is, they're making good choices on where they're hitting, so it's going to fall for them sometime here.
This is Chesney Priam with the serve. It pinballs around, diving effort well out of bounds, back by the entryway of the door. That time was Gifford, and the point for the Vikings back within 1. It's 13-12. This one's sent over. Front set in the middle. This is hit. Goes off the hands of a player up front. Bumped around, now tossed over. Back set, right side. Hit by Edko. They keep it alive, and a sideways bump by the libero. Gets it over in the form of Voss. Front set. Here's a smack to the back row. Hit. Rifle of a hit there by Priam. She was just trying to make sure that ball was hit. Diving effort by Tibbet behind her, but Priam didn't know that. Hit it behind and off the basketball support and out of bounds. It's 14-12. The Warriors with the 2-point advantage. This one sent over, popped up in the air by Tibbet. Back set. Now a toss over by Askelin. In the middle, running Tapper, voiding the line up front is a Central Elkader girl. Number 14, Christy Eberhardt. Here's a hard slam off the block up front. In the middle, a front set, right to left. Here's a hit to the back row, and it falls off the hands of the libero. As getting the kill point that time is Kelsey Askelin, her second kill tonight for the junior. As Askelin comes in, leading the way with 295 kills on the season. 14-13, Vikings trail by 1. In the middle, here's a hit. And Edko answering, and we have a net violation up front called on Central Elkader. And we're tied up at 14, our 6th tie of set number 1 here. Knotted at 14. This one angled to the corner from Askelin. It's bumped in the middle. Now a toss over. Popped up in the air by Priam. Little sideways shiver. What an effort there. Hitting that one over Voss. Losing her feet. Able to get it over with one hand. There's a sideways shiver there on the fake set. Little tap off the tape. 4-hit violation coming. As Limp could not quite get it over the net. And Vikings back up within 1 here. 15-14.
You know, both teams, it looks to me like they're starting to warm up. They're starting to run more plays and get things going here.
This one all the way goes out of bounds. Eagle eye of Roger Wright, the longtime AD and former head girls basketball coach here for 25 years. Roger Wright doing the line judging down the way. Roger nor I wore any of our team's apparel tonight, Dodgers or Cubs, although I did wear a Cubs coat. But he did not see that yet. He's an avid Dodgers fan, along with our good friend, broadcast partner here on KMCH, Bill Logan. They'll be cheering on the other kind of blue and white tonight. And there is a hit down the line, out of bounds, right in front of Coach Bergen on the sideline for Edko. Just kissed the line, I should say, and got the point down. Who got that kill, as you've seen?
Number 9.
That's Lindsay Gifford. She got her second kill tonight. Her third kill tonight, I should say. This is an awkward hit. Voss trying to pass it up front. It bounced down. Either team has used a timeout here. We'll see which coach cracks first and goes to a timeout. 17-15. Central Elkader now the 2-point lead. They're 8 points away. This one's hit to the back row. Popped up in the air by Voss. Right side. Front set. Little push over. Going to be well out of bounds. Right idea, but just hit it too hard, and there's going to be the first timeout. Edko takes it. 18-15 Central Elkader. We'll take a timeout. We're back after this. KMCH Sports. Producer Ashley Bramey, John and Joan back with you from Edgehill High School here at Edgewood as the Vikings trail 18-15. This one's pinballed around on the Warriors side. Now a toss back over and two-hit violation called on Central Elkader. Back to a two-point game. It's 18-16, a two-point lead for the Warriors. Coming back in to join the up-front crew is Haley Fitzpatrick, the tall junior. And back in to serve is Rose Hickelin, the sophomore. She serves it over. Popped up in the air. Sideways bunt behind her. Hit to the back row. It's popped up front. A little left-handed runner over there by Bergen. Now the Vikings send it back over and out of bounds. Too hard out the back end by Fitzpatrick. And the Warriors get their 19th point. It's 19-16. They're 6 points away from claiming set number one. A set that is 15 minutes old right now. Serve over by Central Elkader, front set, right to left. Here's a slam dunk. Snuck it in the far side. As getting that one is Haley Fitzpatrick, her second kill of the night. That was a nice job placing that volleyball.
Yeah, you know, and she's second on the team in with hits. She's got 153, so they've got two real strong hitters for Echo. They just need to get that thing in system now and get some plays run.
One set over, now a front set, right to left, hard slam into the net, short on it. Did Gifford, and the Vikings are within one now, 19-18. Back right side, this is Delaney Bergen. She'll send it over to the middle, popped up in the air. Thrown over in the middle, bumped up, front set, little tap over there by Fitzpatrick. Good cover by Central Elkader. Front set, right to left. Here's a hit on top of tape and over the net. It bounces down. As it threw him off a little bit by bouncing on that top of the net and then bounding down before one of the back girls in the form of Limp could get there. We're tied at 19, our seventh tie. Check that, eighth, thank you, Jones. Our eighth tie is set number one. This one's hit to the back row and out. It is. And the Vikings have the 1 point lead, 20-19, and they're 5 points away.
Fifth lead change in this game so far.
Front set. Back middle serving it is Bergen. Front set, right to left with a running tapper. Pops up in the air by Tibbet. He's set. Tap over. Hit at the net. Now tossed around. And hit back over by Central Elkader. Front set hit. And in, right on the line, the back row. And snuck it in there for the 21st point, 21-19. 4 points away now is Echo.
That was a good timeout by Eileen.
That changed the momentum, didn't it?
It did.
There's a hard slam, a nice dig there by Bergen from her feet. This one's hit, but it goes out of bounds by Echo. And Elkader will get their point now. It's 21-20, 1 point Echo advantage.
Yeah, you know, Bergen, and being a setter, usually a setter kind of cheats and moves herself up, but she played that ball well.
This one popped up near out of bounds. Doesn't go out of bounds. We're tied up again for the ninth time in this game number one at 21. All knotted up again. Central Elkader will serve it over, going right to left in the form of Gabrielle Link, one of the seniors on this team. 5 seniors on the roster for head coach Derek Bergen. Front set, little tapper in the middle, covering the bread basket there. No dinner rolls right now. Limp. There's a little pinball around. Now push back over the net by Echo. Now Central Elkader comes back. Front set. Here's a hard slam and a dig. Nice dig in the back row by Limp. And now Echo will try to answer. Hitting in the back row, Rivero. Mary Kate Willie feeling it. There's a hard hit, blocked, but down on Echo's side, and the kill point that time goes to Lizzie Gifford. The fourth on the night for Gifford. We have a timeout on the floor. Timeout here, 22-21, as we'll keep it right here, 22-21 in favor of Central Elkader. Just been a lot of back and forth here tonight. A lot of ties in this game so far. Started out with a lot of errors by each team. What are you seeing lately here as we reach the final stages of the set number one?
Right now, I'm really impressed with both of the setters because they're playing their back row position absolutely wonderfully. There's some beautiful digs there with Erickson on the one side, and then you've got Bergen on this side. Absolutely wonderful digs, and then they go up and play their setter spot too. So I'm impressed with those two people. The other thing that I'm seeing is that our passing on both sides is getting a little bit better, and you're seeing a few more hard hits instead of just down balls over the net.
Edco coming in with a set record of 44-35 on the year. Central Cater is 47-32. As trying to win this first set. Back and forth battle here in game one, 22-21. This one's hit back over, up in the air, the rafters. Nice save by Asplund. She gets to it. Now the bump. Behind the back bump there by Voss. And now Central Cater answers. And it goes under the table. As the point there for Central Cater. 23-21. The 2-point lead does not come out. 23-21. Was it all the way over there? We weren't playing hide and seek with the volleyball. It's just the way it got hit. As 23-21, Central Cater with the 2-point lead. This one's hit to the sideline, popped up in the air. Now a sideways bump, right to left, angle over. And now the front set in the middle. Smacked from a flat-footed Schroeder. This one's hit back over by Edco. 2-point lead, Central Cater. There is a hit right past the block. The kill down there by Natalie Schroeder, her third kill tonight. As Schroeder, we talked about, fourth on the team in kills.
She's stepping up for him tonight.
She is. 1 point away now is Central Cater. This one goes out of bounds, and there it is. Edco loses the first one. As Central Cater gets a 25-21 win in this one. As it takes 21 minutes. Game one, Central Cater 25, Edco 21. Coming back for set number 2. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. And we're back into Edco High School. The serve is in the net. And the Vikings get the first point here at 7:26. A 21-minute game. One saw Central Cater take the first set 25-21 front set. Here's a hit down the line that hit the right side out of bounds. As we are 2-0 now. Edco with the 2-0 lead. And back middle. Sending it over. Oh, that was close. On top of the net, but it bounded back down Edco's side. It just couldn't sink over. It looked like it was going to come over this way.
That's one thing that Edco is struggling just a touch with. They need to get the serves up and over that net, like we used to say, white ball over white net. Sometimes is what brings you back into a game.
2-1. Edco the lead. Here's a lofting serve to the back row, fielded by the libero Voss. Here's a slammer over, diving dig, awkwardly hit up front underneath the net. Poking it was Dindler, Ariel Dindler, the senior middle blocker. And that one fell underneath the net. 4-3-1. Edco lead. This one hit into that, short armed in the middle. That's 3-2 now in favor of Edco. Vikings had a home record of 5-2 this year. On the road, Central Elkader, a mark of 13-10. There's a hard hammer popped up in the air by Central Elkader. Now backwards, now push over from the back row by Willie the libero. Hard smack now. Hit almost into the rafters. No cover there for Central Elkader. Nobody got there in time. Miscommunication up front. Three girls right around, but no one went and got it.
Boy, both Snyder and Fitzpatrick have such strong arm swings for Edco.
Sent over off the serve. 4-2 Vikings. Front set. Here's the hammer and a block. Up in the air. Here's the hit to the back row. Now a front elbow running, Pepper and down, diving there. And not able to get to him was Priam.
Very smart touch by Lentz because she hit the ball hard, got a block on it. They bring it back over to her. She sets it up. She puts it right in the breadbasket.
4-3, 1 point lead. Yeah, in favor of the Vikings. Up front set, right to left. Hit, back, up, and a little left-hand shiver went over the net. Edco able to hit it back over and down off the block up front. Delaney checked that. Kelsey Asplin, the junior, with her third kill tonight. Sub coming in. Number 6, Riley Pruce. Pruce, the sophomore. So it's angled over up front. Front set. There's a hit off the block in the middle, off the right hand of Hope Mather, and down for Central Elkader getting the point 9. It's a 5-4 now, 1 point Edco advantage. We had 8 ties in that first game.
Yeah, we did.
And 5 or 6 league changes.
6, yeah.
Very competitive back and forth contest in that first one. It's 5-4 here. Edco with the lead early on in game number 2. Swans hit to the back row. Right there is libero Willie. Now a hard smack off the block and off the shoulder, maybe right side of the face of Edco girl. And getting the hard hammer kill there was Gabrielle Lentz. She's got it 2 on the night. As Lentz comes in, the second leading kill artist with 129 for the Vikings. This one's a miss hit. Has hit awkwardly off the hands of Tibbett. And another serving ace there. Mary Kate Willie gets that one as it's 6-5. Central Elkader the 1 point lead here. One's lofted over, popped up. Front set, right to left. Little tap over the net, bumped up in the air. Front set, right to left. Hard hammer and down, and they get the point anyway. What they have in the net, or called on Edco up front.
I'm not sure who was though. The net's not even moving.
So that's it. That negates the kill, correct?
Yes, it does.
Too bad for Lentz, because that was a good one. That was. This one serves over by Willie. 7-5 Central Elkader. Here's a hit to the middle, bumped up in the air. Front set right to left. Little tap in the middle and got it down. Nice roll and a dig attempt. That time to the back row was Chesney Freeman, but not able to get there in time.
Right now, Elkader's really placing the ball well.
8-5. So it's popped up front. Bump set. Here's a hit from the back row, the libero Erica Voss. Back row now up front. Sideways bump, hit into the net. Short on that time by Kelsey Asplin. 9-5, 4 point Central Elkader lead. Libero, Mary Kay Willie, the junior, doing a nice job serving back here in front of us. This one's angled over. Probably is up in the air. Front set in the middle. hammered over by Asplin, but the defense right there for Central Elkader. A little tippy tap over by Schroeder that time. This one's angled over by Romero Voss. Push, back row, diving effort, popped around, into the net, and that's going to be 4 hits called on Edco, and then the Edco player hit it. A line driver went sideways, almost hit the floor official right in the face, and she was able to get out of the way of that one.
Like a cat.
Quick.
Like a cat.
Just like you.
Oh, yeah.
In your days of the term, back in the 70s with
You be careful.
broken arm and everything on that right side, huh? 10-5.
Yep, those were the days.
Not Throwback Thursday, but it's Take Back Tuesday. Yeah, how's that? 11-5. And timeout on the floor. Central Elkader has a comfy 6-point lead. Timeout for Edco's Coach Bergen. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. John and Jones back with you from Edco High School. Central Elkader leading by 6. Sideways shiver there, that time by Delaney Bergen. A tat for tat at the net, no good. And this one bounced down the line and in. Stuck it in the near sideline. And it's 11-6 now. 5-point lead Central Elkader. They lead the match 1-0. The winner will take on Starmont up at Starmont, the 4th-ranked Stars. Most of their team is here tonight, as is the coaching staff. There's a front set right to left. Here's a smack over, well out of bounds, off the right hand of Gabrielle Lynch. And it's 11-7 now, the 4-point advantage. Back serving, back middle is Rose Nicolin, the sophomore. Up front, front set, little hit to the back row, where Asplin has the cover. Here's a toss to the far side right in front of Central Elkader's bench, and getting the kill that time is Haley Fitzpatrick. Gets a 3-point lead, 11-8 now in favor of Central Elkader.
You know, and she's got a real different arm swing, so it's hard to block her.
This one up front, little sideways shiver over. Now again, right back at him, Edco at the net, little block back over. Here's a hit, just missed the block. It's pinballed around, trying to get over and through to do. Great effort by Asplin, who finally got it over. A block by Edco off the hammer by Lynch. And now, nice little volley here. Front set up towards the net, a little confusion, but able to get it over there is Tibbett. This one spin back over. This is our longest volley of the night by far. This one's a one-handed toss over. Front set, right to left. Little runner, red basket. No, what a save! What a save! And the left-handed. Yeah, the windmill there goes to the back row. Hang a star on that one. Delaney Bergen, give her credit. Was it her that got the kill?
Yeah.
Bergen first had that miraculous save over, then she was able to hit it again with the windmill, hit to the back row where the Warriors couldn't get it. What an effort. That's a missed hit, goes into the ground, onto the court, and a timeout here, Central Elkader. A serving ace there for Edco. They trail by 1 now, 11-10. We're back after this in KMCH Sports. Natalie Schroeder sneaks one in the back row. Right on the line, says the line judge Roger Wright. And a 12-10 lead. 2-point advantage here for Central Elkader. The senior, Gabrielle Lynch, will smack it over off the serve. It's hit back up front, trying to poke it over the net. But coming up short was Chesney Priam, the sophomore. 13-10. For Edco, 14 on the roster, 1 senior, 7 juniors, 6 sophomores. Central Elkader, 5 seniors, 3 juniors, 5 sophomores, 1 freshman. An ace serve there. It sneaks down the back row. Off the serve of Gabrielle Lynch. As 14-10, as Lynch the second leading on the team in kills with 129. As this one sent over off the serve, Edco now pushing it back. There is Bergen. Pushed back over by Central Elkader. Front set, hammer into that. Short on to that time to Fitzpatrick. And the Vikings digging himself a hole here. It's 15-10.
You know, and the hole is being dug by just what they're doing, too. So if they need to pick it up, they'll do it.
Served over to Asplin up front. Front set. Here's the hit over to the back row. Popped around. Front set up towards the net. Running flyer there. Pushing it over. One-handed is Gifford. Now the slam back over by Edco. Right there's Libero Willie. Now a two-handed push by Lynch. Front set. Little tap. Got it down. Nice job. Adjustment in the air for the kill. Fitzpatrick. As coming up, Gifford had to change direction. She hit it, but not high enough. Great thinking there by Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, she had her hand up the whole time. She had to make a very, like you said, last-minute change there.
Front set. The hammer off the tape, and it bounced down the breadbasket. Get out your visiting team dinner rolls. No brown gravy.
Not tonight.
Not right now, anyway.
Somebody special.
We actually had some real dinner rolls and brown gravy together over the weekend at the wedding reception. 16-11. And there's a running tap. Sideways bump. Now a toss over by Enko. Front set. There's a hard hammer off the block of a Viking up front and down. Get back to the 9 or 8.
Lindsay Gifford.
Gifford, number 9, gets her 5th kill tonight. It's 17-11. Here's the serve over. This is Hannah Erickson, the sophomore. And back set. Here's a one-handed fister, and that'll sneak in the back row. That was number 11. Erickson, second kill tonight, 18-11.
You know, going deep in the corner like that, a lot of times defenses are coming up to play a ball, so that's a smart move.
And this one awkwardly hit right side out of bounds. 18-11. The 6-point lead. And this one sent over in the middle up front, back set. So one-handed toss over that time. And I believe that was Gifford again. Her 6th kill of the night, 19-12. 6 points away.
You know, and a lot of times when a girl's coming up like that and you can see that her hand is not back to take a swing at it, you need to communicate to your people to come in and cover that.
This one rifled over and going to be out of bounds. Off the serve of number 13. We don't have her on any of our rosters. So number 13, 19, serving special at 13. There's a push over for Central Elkader. Vikings trail by 6. Hit to the back row, popped up by Erickson. Now a toss over by Glenn. In the middle, front set, right to left. There's a hammer, blocked back over. Nice dig and cover by Voss. She laid out for it. There's a hammer up in the air by Asplin. Central Elkader will save it, and a sideways bump over. Here's a hard smack to the back row. Bounce down off the awkward hit of the sophomore Hannah Erickson, and the Vikings trail by 5, 19-14.
Good hard hit, and you know Central Elkader is they're in the right spot.
This one served over by Erica Voss to Libero. Front set right to left. Here's a little tip after that. Hit backwards, down front set, hammer hit. Blocked down there by that's Ariel Dindler, the senior. She gets a block. Kill that time, and
this rotation, she's a blocking machine. That's like her second or third block. And just this rotation,
sophomore Gifford will send it over. It's 20-14. There's whoa! How about that?
Acrobatic.
That's a half windmill with a fist pump at the end.
And a jump shot.
And by, you can think of a lot of things to call that. Kelsey Asplin.
Oh, it's the STD flower person. That's what it looked like.
As the junior had a serve out of bounds there by Edco. It's 21-15 now as the 6-point advantage for Central Elkader. And back to serve is Kira Beck. Beck is a sophomore for Coach Bergen and the Warriors. She angles this one over. It's popped up by Asplin right into the net. So tough angle there, trying to read it. See if it was going to be in the net with Brigham, and it fell down. She couldn't do much about it. 22-15, timeout on the floor. Another quick timeout. We're back after this. Vikings trail by 7 from KMCH Sports. Swung off the serve, Akira Beck. Then ball around after net. Central Elkader up by 7, 22-15. Front set, a little poke. That did not get over the net. And it will be Central Elkader ball on the point, 23-15. 2 points away are the Warriors from going up in this match 2-0. They took the first one in 21 minutes, 25-21. His boss will hit it down the line. Right there for the cover was Beck. A hard slam. Boss hitting it backwards, but right there is the Edco player. Priam chased it down. Now a sideways bump over by Tibbet. A little tossing throw over near the breadbasket. Covered there by the Vikings in the form of Voss. Here's a hard hammer. Back row. Got it in. Voss did not get to that one in the back row, and it's a game point coming up here, 24-15.
Roger's keeping pretty busy back there with as many hits that have been on the line back there. He's doing a good job.
That one went out the doorway. Hopefully not down the stairs. Chased down by a young man on the head coach side. This one sent over now up front. Front set right to left. This one short arm into the net by Delaney Bergen, and the 25-15 win here for Central Elkader as they take this one in 19 minutes. So the Vikings find themselves down 2-0 at home in round 1 of the regional postseason for high school volleyball. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. John and Joan back with you from Edco High School as the Vikings trail in this set. Third set about ready to get underway in this match here, 25-15 in 19 minutes, and the first one 25-21 in 21 minutes. Vikings don't want to be shut out at home. What do they have to do to pick it up here in game number 3, Joni?
Number 1, get your serves in. Number 2, pass so that you can get those two middles involved.
And a serve over there by Delaney Bergen. This one hit on top of the net, blocked back down. Good start for the Vikings there. Gave a kill point. Is that Snyder? Snyder coming back in, or was that
over? No, it's Erickson.
Is that
for Central?
For
oh yeah, that's Snyder.
Able to hit it back.
Yep.
That was Snyder.
That's Snyder.
His second kill of the night. And now this one hit out of bounds. The Vikings off to a 2-0 lead. They did start up 3 or 4-0 in game number 2. They did. So now if they trying to keep the momentum, and not let Central Elkader come back here. Here's a little tapper.
You know, Central Elkader took the lead at 5, and from then on didn't look back.
As the front set in the middle, a little toss. Nice cover there, getting out of the way of Tibbet. Here's a hit to the back row, popped up in the air by Lynn. The left side, hitting it, back row, diving effort, Asplin. Laying out forward was Bergen as well. It's Asplin, Bergen, the libero Voss. Also in there, Allison Tibbet, Nicole Snyder, the junior, and up front is Haley Fitzpatrick, the junior. This one, the back middle, hit Aquaman out of bounds. So just like that, Central Elkader has tied the game up to 2. A diving effort going away from the net. That time by Allison Tibbet, the junior. We're tied at 2.
Erickson's their leading ace server for Central Elkader, so you can just watch her ball move as it comes across that net. She's got a real bullet of a serve.
Doing some mopping up duties there is Snyder on the left side. This one's a front set. We're back in action here. This one's hit under the net by the libero. That's Mary Kate Willie. 3-2, 1-point lead. Back middle. This one, line drives over by Allison Tibbet. Oh, nice save there behind the back. Toss over that by Erickson. This one's hit and hit out of bounds as a kill that time.
Fitzpatrick again.
Haley Fitzpatrick gets her 5th kill of the night. 4-2. As this one's popped up in the air, a back set, a hit into the net and down on the right side by Natalie Schroeder. It's 5-2, 3-point lead. Back middle. This one's line drives over by Tibbet. Front set, little bump over the net there by Gifford. And now Central Elkader coming back. Gifford hits it again. Back over front set. Here's a slam over. Hit up front by Limp. Hit off the block of Fitzpatrick by the middle girl there. Was that
was number 3.
Lost her there.
Natalie Schroeder,
the sophomore. She's got 5 kills.
She really gets up. And she's not a very tall girl as a middle. She hit that against the 3 blocks.
We talked about one of the girls stepping up tonight. 5-3, Edco. Hard slam over there by Asplin coming from the back row. But not get a good handle on it with number 13. That's 6-3.
Real nice, strong arm swing on Asplin.
As this is Erica Voss, a junior in the back row. She'll send it over. It's bumped up front. And a hit, and now a bump back over. Front set, right to left. Hard slammer off the tape and down by Asplin. She's got herself 5 kills on the night. And the Edco lead of 4 now, 7-3.
Looks like they came out with a little fire this game, John.
Indeed, they did. Especially Mather, the senior, doesn't want this, what she remembers about her final volleyball match on their home floor. They'll be done tonight regardless on their home floor. They'll travel to Starmont, the winner of this one Monday night. This one's hit out of bounds. Central Elkader gets the point, 7-4. Here's a hard slam, but into the net by Asplin. The junior short on that one. It will be Central Elkader serving again, and it's 7-5.
You know, the one thing about Central Elkader is they keep clawing back.
This one popped up in the air off the run by Voss. Sideways bumped over by Asplin. Front set, the hammer, but blocked back over Up challenging at the net was Hope Mather, and it's 8-5. And this one. Line drives over, hitting into the net, now backwards, now hit to the side. Voss will send it over. Central Elkader now will try to find the answer. Front set, hit to the back row. Popped up front. Front set across the net. Aspa hits it over. It was blocked initially, then bound down before the libero Willie could get to it. The Vikings back up with a 4-point lead. 9-5, timeout of the fourth. Central Elkader will take it with them. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. Back into Edgewood, a hard hit and a hit back and out of bounds off of the hands of Voss, as getting that kill that time, I believe, was Gifford.
Yeah.
As her 7th kill tonight.
I'm just looking at the Edco students are starting to get into this game now. They're getting loud.
Standing up, and they've got their camo on tonight, their hunting gear. The front set, hard hit, came back down the block. Asplin gets the kill, her 6th of the night. She's now the leading kill player, as she was all season long for Edco. 295 kills. She's over 300 now by one. And serving this one will be Riley Prush. Prush, the sophomore. Front set right to left. Left corner. Little tapper over. Popped up and then down. 10-7 is the 3-point lead here for Edco. Three-point lead, right back corner. This is the libero, Mary Kate Willie. Angles it over Voss. Bumps it up front. Front set, right to left. Angled over. Now a front set, right to left. Little tap over. There for the cover is Priam. It's popped back over by Bergen. A hard spot. Nice block by Bergen. Delaney Bergen. And now this one tossed back over by Tibbet, but too far out of bounds on the far sideline, right in front of the Central Elkader's bench. And it's 10-8 now, a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, I think Tibbet was trying to get it right on the line.
There's a serve in the middle of the floor. Fielded first by Voss. Now it's sent over the net. Central Elkader now the answer right on top of the tape. Almost there for the block was Mather. And then a hard slam into the net by Lynch. And the point of the ball goes back to Edco. Vikings lead 11-8. We're in the third set. A 2-0 lead for Central Elkader as this one got started at 7:02. 55 minutes old tonight. So far in this one. Edco's trying to avoid the sweep, and that one goes well out of bounds. Off the serve of Pickle and the sophomore.
But you know the good thing about that, that's their first service error of this game for Edco. So that was a good change for them for this game.
This one sent over and it ate up. Yep, I thought so. Yeah. Dairy violation called there, and Asplin just ate her up and crawled up her right shoulder from her forearm, and not much you can do about that. 1-point lead, 11-10. Here's Asplin up front. Front set. Trying to tap it over, and she did. Not what they were looking for, but hey, it worked by Fitzpatrick. She gets the kill.
Same thing as before. She's coming down, and her arm is still up. Thank goodness she's a little tall for them.
Her probably lightest kill ever for the junior. And this is Delaney Bergen. the junior, pops it over off the serve. 2-point Viking lead, 12-10. Here's a hard slam to the back row. Heads up at the front of the table. Saves that one as it's a 3-point lead now, 13-10, as Bergen will go back to serve right corner. As Bergen pops this over in the middle. There's a bump up front. Now the hard swat to the back row, out of bounds. 14-10. Vikings by 4.
Right now, what Central needs to do is they need to take a breath and they need to start getting their offense running again and still keep swinging at the ball because they are hitting it hard just out of bounds.
And there's a running tapper hit awkwardly and falls down the head coach side. 14-11 now. That I believe that was length.
Yep, you give her a kill on that.
Her third of the night.
Very nice placement of that.
This one popped up in the air by Voss. Sideways bump. Here's a hard hammer over, and sneaking in the back row is Kelsey Asplin for the 4-point lead again for the Vikings. 15-11. And this one sent over. Central Elkader hitting it. Now popping up in the air, Bergen. Sideways bump. Asplin, back row. The libero Willie there. Two-handed shove over to the middle of the floor by Dindler. This is a hard swat down, but nice defense there. Reaching out with the right hand was Gifford. And then hitting it short on into the net was Schroeder. And the 5-point lead, maybe the largest lead of the night for the Vikings.
It is right now.
And now, a little tap over the breadbasket, and Snyder was there, but couldn't get a good handle on it. Hit it as she was diving and rolling, going right to left. And it's 16-12 as we reach the top of the 8 o'clock hour. You Cup fans and Dodger fans, you know what's on TV right now. 16-12. Front set is a hard hammer. It goes out of bounds. Asplin with another kill.
She's coming around this game.
Her 7th of the night. It's 17-12, another 5-point lead. As now Voss pops it up. Asplin, the block back to her. Nice block by Dindler there. Now a hit. And they got a net violation call on Central Elkader anyway. Would have been a hard kill in the back row. That's negated, taken away from Asplin. 18-12 though. Edkill gets the point. They have the largest lead of 6. 18-12. Voss pops it over off the serve. Here is a hammer, popping it up in the air. Tibbet. Front set, right to left, high in the sky. There is Asplin hitting over. Hard kill attempt. Nice block by Snyder. Skims over the tape. Edkill in 3 will get it over. 18-12 Vikings. Hard slot off the tape. Bounded down. Valiant effort by Asplin trying to save that one, but just could not do it.
She's given everything she's got this game. I'm pretty impressed with her play this game.
A 5-point lead, 18-13. Angled over. Voss hits it right side, near out of bounds. Saving his Bergen. Voss will hit it, but short on into the net. And Central Elkader back to within 4, 18-14. Back right side, this is Lizzie Gifford. Gifford will serve it over. Popped up front. One-handed fist bump from standing position at the net. Bergen. This one's hit to the back row, hit backwards, but there is Bergen off the hit by Tibbet. And a hard slammer up front. That is Christy Eberhardt, a senior. And down to a 3-point lead, Central Elkader. Down by 3, Echo 18-15. Back after this from KMCH Sports. into Edco High School. Slammed down there by Kelsey Asplin. And the Vikings are 6 points away from taking a set here. They lead by 4, 19-15. Back middle, this one sent over, popped up in the air. Front set in the middle. Slapped over by Gifford. A hard wallop, a block up front. Central Cater bumping it. Now a little toss over there for the cover. Edco bumping it back over Priam. Front set, right to left. A hard hit. But Edco right there for the cover. Asplin, nice. Move there out of bounds. Bumping it over behind her back. This one sent hard and deep out of bounds. Off the right hand of Lentz. And 5 points away for the Vikings. So they have a 5-point lead, 20-15. Backside from short on into the net by Chelsea Priam. As Priam not able to get that one over, 20-16. Here's Kira Beck, the sophomore, serving it over. Hit up in the air, right to left. There's a smack to the back row, but right there is Central Cater. A smack deep and hit out of bounds. Coming for the cover was Kivett, but just could not get a good angle on that one. She hit it, went sideways and out of bounds. 20-17, 3-point lead.
You know, Central Cater is just refusing to go away tonight. They're going to keep clawing back and trying to win this game. They want to take that sweep. That's their goal.
This one sent over, front set. Hit, blocked back over. Now under the net and dropped by Edco. 20-18, 2-point lead here for Edco, trying to hang on in this third set. Central Cater trying to come back and end the match. They trail by 2. There's a serve over, it bounds almost down. Nice save there, and the wallop over. That one's hit awkwardly, but getting over Central Cater. Wow. Great effort by both teams. Here's the hit off the tape, and it bounced down in front of the back row player. Coming up was Beck. And it's 21-18 now.
Yeah, Kelsey Asplin going out from the front row. Now they just need to keep that momentum going. Losing her from the front row, they just need to keep the momentum going now.
Riley Purse will serve, the sophomore. She angles it over to the middle. And this is a wallop back row, but able to field it is Edco. Taps up front and down. Awkward hit there by Gifford. Nobody was home up front. 22-18. Coach Bergen wants a timeout for Central Cater, and we'll take it with her. Back after this from KMCH Sports. Back in Edgewood, a miss serve by the Vikings as it's 22-19. It's a serve over by Willie, the libero. Now the Vikings will answer with a pop back over by Bergen. Here's the hard kill attempt. It's into the net and down on Central Cater's side, and the Vikings are 2 points away. 23-19. The Vikings trying to force a fourth game here as they trail this match 2-0. This is Elizabeth Meisner, the junior, as this one sideways bumped over. Now back up front. Hard hammer, but there for the cover is Gifford. This is a little tap over. It's hit awkwardly, but nice save. Nice hit back over the bump by Priam. Front set in the middle. Little toss over. Hit backwards and down out of bounds by Allison Tilbert, the junior. And it's 23-20. 23-20, 3-point advantage. So it's rifled over and a missed hit there. Went up with her hands. Was Allison Tibbett.
I think that ball moved right at the last minute, and thought she had to move her arms more. That was a really weird serve.
As front set. Here's a hit to the back row and in. Got it in the back row. Haley Fitzpatrick, her 7th kill of the night, and a big one there. Gives the Vikings a 3-point lead in game point, I should say, coming up here. Delaney Bergen will serve it. It's 24-21. This one sent over to the middle. Front set. Here's the hammer. Bergen with the cover. Aspen will bump it. Voss will send it over. Hit by Central Care. The bump and now the running toss over. There is Bergen. Now Voss. Now left side. Hitting it too deep and long. Out of bounds is Allison Tibbett. And within 2, Central Cater. 24-22. We're in set number 3. Central Cater leads the match. 24-22 and a timeout on the floor. Timeout called for Edco. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. There is game point as Haley Fitzpatrick gets the set and hammers it down. And we go to set number 4, 25-22. Edco stays alive and forces at least game number 4. As that one took 23 minutes. As game 4 coming up here, we're back after this from KMCH Sports. When it comes to Head back in to Edco High School as we start set number 4, and a serve off the bat by Hannah Erickson. As 23 minutes saw Edco take their first set of the game, 25-22. This one short on in the net by Erickson that time. Edco now a set record of 45 and 37 after the 3 sets tonight. Central Elkader coming in 47 and 32 is 49 and 33, looking for their 50th set win tonight. And if they do get it, it would mean a trip to play Starmont on Monday night up near Arlington. This one's a miss hit out of bounds, and the Vikings lead 2-1 early on here. Serving back middle is Allison Tibbett. This one bounced right in front of her, but it's sideways bumped, hit over. High in the air, and now popped over by Edco. Tried a back set on the bump, and then short on into the net there by Ariel Dindler. And the Vikings by 2, 3-1. Trying to use some of that momentum here in game number 4.
Right. And you don't want Central Elkader to just sit down and take it. You want them to come back and fight hard. And with a play like that, they do, with them running a quick like that. That's going to help bring up that momentum for them back now, too.
3-2 on the ball that goes down on Edco's side there. 1-point lead for Edco. As this one is served over and deep. That time to the Colesburg area. The other half of the school district, 4-2. 2-point advantage. Here's Vaughn. Serves it to the right side. Pops around. Now a little bump over by Gifford. In the middle. Sent over. Sideways. Front set. Right to left. Here's a hit to the back row. Out of bounds. Off the efforting right hand of Allison Tibbett. And it's 4-3 Edco. And this one's angled over. Back set. Now front set. And over. Edco now running sister there. And a nice cover by Central Elkader. He'll draw on a bounds, that time by Lent. And a 2-point lead for Edco, 5-3. Edco with their 16-15 overall record. Central Elkader 17-12 coming into tonight. This one, a little poke over there by Christy Eberhardt. 5-4 now the Edco lead. Edco is number 18 of 109 Class 1A schools in girls sports. 117 is their enrollment number. And Central Elkader a little smaller, 99 enrollment, 51 of 109. As there is a serve over and down. As back to serve again will be Kira Beck. We're tied at 5.
I think that was a little confidence giver for Lentz, too, there.
As this one lofted over by Beck. Front set, left to right. Now a set back in the middle. It's going to be blocked. Is it down or out?
They said it's out. They said it's in.
In, and Edco gets the point. 6-5. 1-point Edco lead. This one's hit to the back middle. Front set, right to left. Little tap over. Popped up in the air. Front set off the tape. Now back. And pinball around. Getting it over in 3 is Limp. Front set from the middle. Hitting it to the back row. Hard and deep out of bounds by Christy Eberhardt. The senior just hit it too hard that time. It's 7-5. Lost it in the middle. Popped up in the air by Gifford. Front set. On the bump over. Now in the middle. Hard slammer over by Asplin, but Central Elkader there. 2-point lead for Edco. Pounded over, but Asplin there on the cover again. Here's a hard hit into the net by Voss. Short-armed it. It is 6 point for Central Elkader, 7-6 Edco by 1. Back to serve is libero, Mary Kate Willie, the junior. This one popped over off the serve, back set. Here is a little tap over by Mather. Now Edco. Back over Ross, was out of bounds. It rolled on the tape and then took an angle and out of bounds, and we're knotted up at 7. Mary Kate Willie now, the junior. She sent Central on quite a rolling game, too. She did. Serving several aces, and there's one right there. Just handled by the Vikings. It's 8-7.
I don't know if you can see that ball when she's serving that thing. You can see it move side to side. It's crazy. Kind of cool.
I'll look extra close now. As this one by Asplin, front set, trying to get it over is Tibbet. She does. They're out of bounds. Now they'll pop it over on 3. It's Schroeder, and they call 2 hits. Schroeder didn't have the whole hands even there, and the 2-hit violation comes, and we're knotted up at 8.
Yeah, you know, that she just let the ball come down a little too far. If she would have kept her hands up above her head, I think they would have let that go.
This one sent over. Then ball around. Hit back over by Lynn. Now bump up in the air, left corner. Sent back around, out of bounds. Edco able to hit it last. There was Fitzpatrick, but he goes out of bounds. 9-8 now, the 1-point advantage for Central Elkader. Back to serve. Right side is the senior, Gabrielle Lynn. Lynn's waiting for the officials to be ready with her coach talking to the floor official. Now we're ready to go. Coach Derek Bergen in his 5th season having a discussion with the floor official. This one sent over, popped up in the air, front side, right to left. This is hit, and Olvero covering is Mary Kate Willie. Little tap at the net, bounded back down, and the block there right on top of the net was Fitzpatrick. Gets the block kill that time for her 9th kill of the night. It's tied at 9 as Nicole Snyder comes back in, the junior.
I feel like we're going to be going back and forth here again. It's good volleys.
Just like set number 1, where we had 8 ties and 6 lead changes.
Yeah.
This one smacked over by Gifford. Behind the back bump over by Tibbet that time. Front set at the net. Line drive over. Voss is there. She touches it first. Here's a swat down by Tibbet. What a save. Nice going out of bounds. Valiant effort there by Gabrielle Lynn, the senior, but the Vikings earned the point that time. It's 10-9.
She slid into the bleachers, almost had that save.
This one was popped over off the serve by Delaney Bergen. There's a hard smackdown past Bergen on the far side. As that kill point will go to Lizzie Gifford. As Gifford's got 8 on the night. Came in the leading kill artist for Central Elkader with 174 on the season. Back middle, sending that one over and out. Too hard out the back end by Hannah Erickson. And we're knotted back up at 10.
Now 11-10 by Edco.
No, forgot that point. 11-10, Edco. Thought I just saw 10-10 on there. As I did, but they
put the point in.
Just changed it, thank you. As there is a smack over. Now a toss back and a front set. Left corner goes off the hands of Central Elkader, and then a diving effort by Mary Kay Willie, the junior, and down. And it's 12-10 now. Edco by 2. Here's a serve at the back row. Popped up front off the hands of Lynn. A little tap at the net. Back over to Edco. Front set, the hammer off the tape. Diving effort by Gifford. Now Edco's chance to answer. Nice little dump down there, but Central Elkader gets it back, but then hitting it into the net, short-arming it is Hannah Erickson. That's a 3-point Edco lead, 13-10.
You know, she was almost doing a backbend trying to hit that. She couldn't get her feet going fast enough to get to the ball.
This one's going to be out of bounds off the serve. Allison Tibbet. It's 13-11 now. The 2-point advantage here for the Vikings. This one served over by Natalie Schroeder. Front set in the middle. Walloped up and hitting it out of bounds by Edco. Just missing that line, says the sideline judge. As some of the Edco faithful,
I think that was a pretty good call.
Don't agree. I thought it might have just cleared it. From our angle, you really can't tell.
No.
And a 13-12. This one's hit over. Voss there, front set. A wallop down, now up in the air. And now here is a block at the net. Central Elkader will get it over. Avoiding the block. That time was Ariel Dindler. And Central Elkader has tied this one up at 13. A 6 tie here in game number 4. As we had 8 in the first set. This one rifled over off the serve by Schroeder. Here's a little pop back over by Edco. Now, back row attack called on Edco. Now, Erica Voss,
if her hand was above the net and she was in front of that 10-foot line, that's not allowed.
Erica Voss coming over to get an explanation from the up-top official to tell her coach Eileen Bergen, telling her what the deal was. And here we go. 14-13, Central Elkader by 1. Serving again is Schroeder. Backs it over, popped up by Asplin. Front set back to Asplin from Bergen. It's tapped twice, and now going to be hit. Maybe not tapped twice. As this is into the net, and comes back down on Edco's side. Haley Fitzpatrick can't get that one high enough. It's 15-13. 2 points. Warrior lead here. They try to win this one in 4. One's up front. Back set. Little tap over. And this one is down. And a timeout for Edco. 16-13. Central Elkader with the lead. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. And this is a swat back over by Kelsey Asplin. She gets her 8th kill of the night. The Vikings back within 2, 16-14. 2-point Edco lead. Timeout on the floor for some perspiration here. As asking for towels. Hannah Erickson, the sophomore, she hit the deck in the middle of the floor.
I don't know. I'm feeling kind of cold up here. I know those girls are working hard out there, but I was ready to put my coat back on.
This is nothing compared to Cedar Gymnasium.
You are right. You are right.
As this one's popped up front off the serve. Now a hammer over. Covered there by Voss. Sideways bump. The toss back over by Askelin. Now a front set. Little tap over. Popping it up is Bergen. Back set to the left corner. Smacking it over. Now up in the air by the libero. And a hard fist over. This one's hitting here out of bounds. It will be a diving effort by Bergen, but out of bounds. And it's a 3-point Central Elkader lead now, 17-14, as Gifford goes back to serve the sophomore.
Gifford's that dangerous server. She's got 33 aces on the year.
As this is Gifford. Spinning it over. Front set, the hard hammer, and out of bounds. Sneaking in, I should say. They give him the point. Just getting it down. In the backside line, Edco, who got that one? That was Bergen. 17-15, 2-point lead. Central Elkader trying to answer with a 2-point advantage. Pushed over, front set, right to left. Here's a swat over the tape. Elkader answers with a sideways toss over by Eberhardt. Here's a hard slammer there. Off the kill by Edco, the point. At 17-16. This one tossed over. Now back up front. Little tap off of the touch up front and down. And before Tibbet can get there, it's 18-16. That goes.
Right now, both teams have a really strong rotation in the front. They've got two very strong power hitters. You've got a really good middle hitter on the Edco side and a pretty decent strong hitter in the middle on Central side.
And out. Edco will push it back over the form of Bergen. 18-16. Back set in the middle. Here's a slap back over from the middle, right to left. It's hit. Nice cover there by Elkader. They'll get it back over on a sideways hit by Eberhardt. Here is a hit off the block and out of bounds as Asplin gets her 9th kill tonight. And it's 18-17. 1 point lead for Central Elkader. Edco trying to keep their season alive, and that one's in. Right. We didn't see that one sneak up on you.
Looking at the line judge, that was quite a serve.
18-18 now, the tie game. That was right on the line down in front of us as it bounced up and got behind us here on the stage as this one's short on into the net by Asplin. 19-18, the 1 point lead.
After it bounced off my head and shoulder and down my arm.
It stopped you in the head. I'm glad you're okay. I was here for you.
While I'm still watching the line judge.
Front set. This one's bumped over by Voss. Front set right to left. Hard hammer, block. Edco trying to answer Bergen. Now pushed over. There by Cream. Central Elkader back with a 1 point lead. Here's a hard slot, goes out of bounds. Off the hit by Gifford. And we're tied up again at 19. 8 ties the game, 1 tie margin of 8 ties in a set. Speaking of ties, the Cubs and Dodgers are tied at 1 in the top of the 2nd inning. This one, missed hit. Again, Gifford going up for it, goes off of her hands and out of bounds. 20-19, Edco by 1 again. Drive, popped it up. Now a bump to the net, little push over. Front set in the middle. Hit back down, what do we call? 4-hit violation on Edco. It's 20-20. Back to serve here is Gabrielle Lint, the senior. As we're knotted up at 20. This one's angled over. Popped up front set. Going to go over the net, hit. Out of bounds, though, by Erickson. And it gives Edco their 21st point, 21-20.
I honestly think she was going up to see if it would hit the net because it was so close, and then it ended up hitting her hand, and she hit it out of bounds.
There's a bump. There's a running tapper by Central Elkader. They'll get it back up in the air, front set. Now the toss to the far side. Good cover there by Tibbet. There's a little toss breadbasket, but nice cover there in the middle by Erickson. A shove back over where Asplin is to the middle, swats it off the net. Now a bump back up front by Lynn. Here is a sideways little shiver there by Bergen. And a hard hit off the block and out of bounds. Central Elkader ties it up. We're knotted up at 21. The 9th tie here in this 4th set. This one wafted over by Erickson. The hard slam down there is going down to get it. Was Lent on the dig, but couldn't get there in time before it hit the court. It's 22-21 Edco.
And Lent was right there, too.
Line drives over, popped up by Gifford. Front set, back to Gifford. Little tap over the defense, front basket. Get your dinner rolls out again as Fitzpatrick went up for it, but just snuck it over. The defense up front was Gifford, and it's 22-22. This is Schroeder. She'll line drive it over. Back up front, back set. The hammer goes off the block. Up the Central Elkader girl. Gifford up front. And bounce down on the Warriors side. It's 23-22, Edco. And this one pops up in the air. Pinball around, front set, little tap in the middle. Diving effort. Central Elkader keeps it alive. Erickson bumped it over, hard swat, hit and out of bounds off the hands of Wentz. And Echo 1 point away from forcing this to a game 5. 24-22, we're back into this from KMCH Sports. Back into Edgewood, 24-22. Game point right here. Back set. This one's hit deep. Pinball around. Sideways bump over by Bergen. Front set. Little throwdown. Got it to go. And the Warriors are still alive. Eberhardt with the kill that time. The first unofficially of the night. Timeout. The other coach, Bergen. Eileen Bergen takes the timeout. 24-23. And a back and forth contest here. We've had 9 ties in this fourth set. 24-23 Edco. As Edco with a 16-15 record. Coach Bergen talked about not just the volleyball during the volleyball season that brings great things to the community. They hosted their annual Pink event, the 10th year of doing it, and it has really grown from raising a couple $100 the first year to just under $12,000 each of the past 4 years. As the total efforts to date over the 10 years is over $75,000, and donated to the radiology department at the Regional Medical Center in Manchester and the Guttenberg Hospital. Donations fund support baskets that are given to breast cancer patients throughout Delaware and Clayton County. So a great thing that the volleyball program does. This one is served out of bounds, and Expo wins it. And we go to a game number 5, 25-23. The final in this one, 25-23. We go to set number 5, and we're back after this from KMCH Sports. And back into Edgewood. As give great credit to Edco. Boy, they forced this game number 5 here. We go to 15 points. What an effort after losing the first two, coming back, winning close ones 25-22 in 23 minutes and 25-23 in 22 minutes. As a great effort by Edco. We talked about these girls not wanting to end their season like this, and now they have 15 points to decide it here. And can they come back and pull off the come from behind win on their home floor?
Oh, if they can keep their serves in like they've done for the last 2 games, their serve percentage was so much more better. It's almost like 100% better. So we'll see what happens.
This one served over as we get started at 8:41. And this one is hit hard, and it goes out of bounds here as a point for Central Elkader. As the 1-point lead for the Warriors. In the back middle, line driving it over, popped up in the air. There's a front set, the hammer there, and right back. Haley Fitzpatrick, her 10th kill of the night. We're knotted at 1.
She's starting to fire on all cylinders. They're getting the passes up to the setter so they can really set her a nice set.
Line drive over, front set, front toss back, up front. Block off the hard hit by Asplin. It goes out of bounds. Asplin with another kill. That's her 10th of the night. And it's 2-1. Up front. This one sent back over and around. In the middle. And slammed back over and down by Fitzpatrick, her 11th kill.
This is probably Edco's most dangerous rotation because you have both her and Asplin up front.
This one line drive over, popped up in the air first by Lynn. Now a swat over. Sideways bump. Voss sends it over. Central Elkader front set. Here's a hard hit. Got over the block of Fitzpatrick, down her arm and on the side of Edco. It's 3-2. The 1-point lead here for the Vikings, 3-2. Back to serve in front of us is Natalie Schroeder, a sophomore. Line drives it over, popped up by Asplin. Back set. Here is Fitzpatrick right on top of the net. Playing it off the net was Gifford. There's a little tap by Gifford. He goes sideways off the hit by Bergen. Now here's a hit past him after Voss touched it. It goes out of bounds off of Central Elkader. It's 4-2 Vikings. Vikings with the 4-2 lead. Trying to come back and beat Central Elkader here at home to move on in second-round play to take on Starma. Front set. There's a ball that trickles down the arms of the up-front girl for Central Elkader, and Kelsey Asplin got another kill, 5-2. Not how you draw it up to get yourself down 2-0, but if you can come back and play with this kind of momentum and intensity,
and fix the mistakes that you were making.
And they have done that. Pushed over by Bergen. Front set in the middle. There's a swat back over. It's tipped at the net and down. As Tibbett couldn't get there in time, it's a 2-point lead here for Central Elkader.
Nice kill and a nice swing by Christy Everett.
As this one served over by Gifford, popped high in the air, avoiding the rafters. A line drive over. Diving effort up over the net. Here's a front set right to left. This is swatted down at the back row. As Asplin again continuing to lead the way. She's got 12 on the night. As she put in the back row and avoided any Elkader defenders. 6-3. This one gets to the back row, popped up front. Back set in the middle, running tapper, pinball around. That's going to be at least 4 hits. Called on Edco, maybe 6 or 7, yeah. 2-point lead for Edco. 6-4. There's a line drive over, rising up, hitting over his Asplin, popped up in the air by the barrel for Central Elkader Willie, and this one's hit hard, and we got a net violation call on Edco first.
And it was. Snyder came up. Was it Snyder? Asplin came up and hit her hands on the
1 point Edco. Sorry, Joni, 6-5, 1 point lead. This is bump, now a push back over the middle. Get out your dinner rolls. And Brown Gravy there. Nice little push. 4 or 5 clambering down, but not before the ball touchdown. Off the hands of Bergen, who gets her 3rd kill of the night. 7-5. Up front. Front set. Running Tapper there. That breadbasket, dinner rolls on the other side. This time for Gabrielle Lynch, the senior, and it's 7-6 now. Edco by 1.
Absolutely both well played.
And this one, rifled over by Willie the libero. Sideways bump by Vaughn. 7-6, 1 point lead in the middle. This is swatted back over. Popped up and around. Now to the back row. Front set. Rifled over, and they're going to call it in. Called in by this line judge in front of Central Elkader. Coach Wright on the other side started to raise his
Roger saying it was in.
And now,
no, he's got to call that if he wants to.
At first, it looked like he was calling it up.
Yeah.
But is that her call? Both. Down the line?
They both need to call that if it's in that corner.
As there is who breaks the tie then?
Up or down, ref?
Should be the down one. She has the better angle, but doesn't matter now. It's 8-7, Central Elkader. Edco, a timeout. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. Edco comes back and ties it up. We're knotted at 8 here. Here at set number 5. Central Elkader won the first 2. Edco the last 2. 7 points away from somebody winning this 5th one and move on to take on the number 14 in Class 1A Monday night. It's hit into the net by Central Elkader. Edco gets the point and the ball back. Elizabeth Meisner, the junior, will serve it over, and she serves it on the sideline out of bounds. We're tied again at 9. Another tie here in this match. We had 8 ties in game number 1. I believe we had, was it 8 or 9 in set 4? And now 9-4 in this one. 9 in set 4. As this one hammered over and down in the back row. Getting the kill point that time is Lizzie Gifford. And the 1 point lead now 10-9. As Gabrielle Limp, the senior, will serve back right side now.
Second lead change of the game. This has really been a back and forth tough game for both teams.
1 point lead. Central Elkader. She line jives it over. Front set for the kill, and it's in right on the line. Right on the line. Serves the line judge. As Coach Bergen doesn't like to call, but it's tied up at 10.
That was a pretty good call. I could even see that was in my granny glass.
That looked like it touched that line. Very close, though. Up front set. This one skims over a block up front. Up front set, hit over. There for the covers, Libero. Down the middle, hitting it off the tape and off the hands of Boston out of bounds. It rolls out the backside into the hallway. As it's 11-10 again, Central. The 1 point lead. Back middle. This one sent over. Voss, front set with a push back over. Now for the kill, but we have that in the net called on Edco. 2-point lead here for Central Elkader. They're 3 points away.
Now's when the adrenaline starts kicking in.
We had a whistle and now a redo as...
the down ref wasn't ready yet.
She was still talking
She
to
blew the
Coach.
whistle. She didn't realize her down ref wasn't there.
Still talking to Coach Eileen Bergen. And now we're ready to go. Sending over is Erickson. Voss pops it up. Out to in the air, sideways bump over. Front set. A little tap in the middle. Got it down. Diving effort by the Vikings. That's Tibbet. Couldn't get there in time. It's 13-10. The 3-point lead. Sent over, now popped up in the air. Front set. There's a line drive off the tape. It rolls over. Front set right to left. There's a hard smackdown. It's hit up in the rafters. Comes right back down. Echo able to get over in 3. Tibbet touches it last. Now Central Elkader hits this one. Clear. Was there a touch? No. Can do. As it goes out of bounds. 13-11.
Clearly there was a touch.
I thought I saw one too, but no one said anything. This one near out of bounds, but saving his length. 2-point lead. Central Elkader. Yep. Little tapper in the middle. Bread basket time. As Echo down to the final point. Central Elkader leads 14-11. We'll keep it right here. As we talked about the success that Echo has had, the last couple of years have been tough, except for last year, 28-12. 2015, 14-20. 2014 was 13-21. Then they had 4 winning campaigns in a row. 23 wins in 13, 31 the most ever in 2012, 31 in 2012, I should say, most ever, 30-4 back in 2011, and 21-12 in 2010. As it has developed some former college players, Hannah Caesar, a 2013 grad, played at the University of Dubuque and is now in her first year as head volleyball coach at Riverside Prep in California. Caesar played at the University of Dubuque and is now in her first year there as Haley Bergen, the 2014 grad. Brother Bergen is a senior at Loras College. She leads the Iowa Conference in digs per set. Here is a hit over by Echo. 14-11. There is a swat back over by Central Elkader. Now Link gets it high in the air. It's saved by Central Elkader. They get it back over. Hard swat down by Fitzpatrick, but again, the Warriors save off the tape. Again, Central Elkader there. Great cover. They lead by 1. Game and match point. It's popped back over. Now a bump over and here out of bounds. Saved by Tibbet. For the kill, Asplin keeps the Vikings alive. It's a hard swat that goes off the hands in the student section.
And they love that. They love having that ball coming to them.
Where it landed, it's 14-12. 2-point lead. This one served over by Voss. Hit up in the middle. Now a pushover. Echo will try to answer. Asplin right there for the cover. Now Lent will put it up towards the net. Little tap back over by Bergen. A throwback over by Central Elkader. Voss. Sideways bump. Little tap in the middle. Diving effort there by Gifford. Now a throw the back low by Lent. 14-12. Match point. The hammer over by Asplin. Saved by the libero, Willie. Now running cat short arms it into the net. And the Vikings still alive. Timeout on the floor for Echo. 14-13. 1-point Central Elkader lead. Erica Voss is over talking to a stand-up official about something. And now, (14-13), the 1-point lead for Central Elkader. What gutsy effort here for Echo.
They really are. Both teams were playing so hard on all those volleys. There was not a body that was standing still on every single ball that came over.
As Echo still in their huddle, Central Elkader has broke out. They're on the floor, ready to go. A 1-point Central Elkader lead. It's 14-13. We're in set number 5. Central Elkader won the first two, 25-21 and 25-15. Echo came back, winning 25-22 and 25-23. Voss will serve it over. It's popped up in the air by Limp. Now the right side, hands it back. Oh, out of bounds, and there it is. Central Elkader has
First round win.
achieved their 18th win of the year for the first round victory. Indeed, great effort by Edco, but it wasn't enough tonight as Central Elkader came back after being up 2-0.
You know, and I don't know, is that their first round win for a while there for Central Elkader? Because
It has been indeed.
that was really a lot of fun volleyball there tonight.
Several years, you go back to 2013, as Central Elkader gets their first round victory, 15-13 our final. Central Elkader gets the win. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and have a short post game for you here. And Central Elkader wins this one 3-2. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. Back with it into Edco High School for the final time tonight. Edco falls in the first round. Their record evens at 500, 16-16, 5-3 on the year. Central Elkader moves on to take on Starmont on Monday night as the Warriors improve on at 18-12. Their most wins since 2002. Their first round victory in the postseason in several years, dating back to Coach Bergen's first year in 2013, as the Warriors move on with a 3-2 win here tonight. 25-21 Central Elkader in game one, 21 minutes. 19 minutes in game two, the Warriors by 10, 25-15. Then Edco came back and won 2, 25-22 in 23 minutes, and 25-23 in 22 minutes. Game one and game four had 17 ties between them, 8 in game one, 9 in game four. And then game 5, 15-13, back and forth tussle as we thought it'd be in the final set. And Central Elkader wins 3-2. Total match time 110 to 99. Total match time of 1 hour and 40 minutes here. And what effort by both teams, not wanting to end their seasons here tonight. Unfortunately, has to come to an end for one of them, and it was the home team, the Vikings.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, Edco fixed the things that they needed to fix too. They fixed their passing. They fixed their serve receive. They fixed their serving itself. The thing is, every hit that they came with, Elkader Central had an answer to them. They dug up a lot of balls that a lot of other teams couldn't get to tonight. So, and then they set up a pretty good offense after that. I was pretty impressed with both teams' play.
12 kills on the night for Kelsey Asplin, 11 for Haley Fitzpatrick leading the way. Lenny Bergen chipped in with 3. Nicole Snyder had a couple. Leading the way was Lizzie Gifford with 8 for Central Elkader, 5 for Natalie Schroeder, and 5 for Lizzie for Gabrielle Lent as well. So Edco falls. They end their season. They say goodbye to one senior, Hope Mather, the senior but everybody else coming back if they stay with the sport of volleyball, and that's got to be an encouraging sign again for Coach Bergen to build on this experience and what this team went through this year with a lot of members who saw some varsity playing time, and it's always a good feeling to have those girls coming back.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, when you've got a young team like that, losing the leadership is always hard, but it's always nice to know that leadership was the mentor for those younger kids, and when they can come in and show that leadership next year, it's always a good thing to look forward to.
So best of luck to Coach Eileen Bergen and company in the postseason. Good luck to Derek Bergen and the Central Elkader Warriors as they travel to Starmont, take on Coach Robert Getkin and company Monday night at Starmont as the Warriors at the Stars Monday night. Number 4 team in Class 1A Starmont will be ready for Central Elkader when they come up near Arlington on Monday night, as we will be in Delhi as Maquoketa Valley a first-round bye as they take the winner of East Buchanan and North Lynn tonight. That was going on in Winthrop. We'll have all the final scores for you on social media tomorrow morning, and our sportscast throughout the day of night number 1 of the 2017 postseason in high school volleyball. We'll be back tomorrow night with West Delaware Volleyball. The Hawks taking on Union at Seedorf Gymnasium, as it should be a intriguing matchup there, as both teams comparable record-wise, as hopefully the Hawks level competition this year will propel them over against Union. As tomorrow night at 7 o'clock is the start time. We'll have it for you around 6:50 tomorrow night right here from KMCH Sports. Joni, thank you for your time as always.
Always a pleasure.
We will see you tomorrow night and get ready for that West Delaware match as the Hawks take on the Union Knights, and then we'll be back together again Monday night at Delhi. Next Tuesday will be the pending. If the Hawks win, they'll be back in Manchester at Seedorf Gymnasium taking on most likely Waterloo Columbus. That's going to do it tonight. Thanks to all 47 of our high school sports boosters. Thanks to Ashley Bramey in the studios of KMCH Radio on East Main Street, Manchester. Thanks to John Samuel. John Swisher saying, have yourselves a good and safe rest of your Tuesday night. Have a safe trip wherever you're heading, or if you're staying home watching the Cubs, go Cubs tonight. One last check. Good night, everybody from Edgewood.